last week, if you have been around, then you have spotted a few of the trades that we have shared. First target attained for crab pattern, New Zealand dollar, yay, wonderful. As well as pound Australia, this is a big one, okay, with the trade ideas, or rather the second entry opportunity within the profit trend lines. So I did engage the trade on the second run, and profit hits, amazing result. I definitely took an extended target 180 pips instead of 30 pips, so I stretched about 50. Target 2 is even much more amazing. It's like 274 pips, which I think the actual bad pattern will bring about 60 over. So that's how we differentiate ourselves, because we've been trading forex for many years. We know when it's a good time to stretch the market and when it's not, or when we shouldn't even engage the trade. So today's session is pretty interesting. So please hit the share button, the like button, so that more traders can benefit from this. Okay, so not quite sure how much we will be using for today, but my guess is maybe about an hour or so, because we will run through 12 currency pair over here, and I'll share a bit with you the software upcoming events and the upcoming trades as well. So looking at the chart for the first time for today, euro dollar, let's look at the daily chart. So on the daily chart, you can see a new low has been created. Okay, alright, new high, support level broken, new low created 1 time, 2 time. So euro dollar right now is on a bearish run, and this is the sell zone that I'm looking at. Okay, this area in particular, the retracement area. To the 4-hour chart, so on the 4-hour chart, we can see that new low has been created. Maybe over here it will form a harmonic pattern, not quite sure, it's still too early to tell. Still bearish movement to the 1-hour chart. Yep, bearish, retrace into the resistance area. Back to the daily chart, I'll share with you my analysis. My analysis is the same. As you can see, this has been spotted like since last week. Sell zone on the daily chart, a shark pattern at a much higher price, 1.1688. okay, to the 4-hour. Alright, so 4-hour chart, there is this double sell zone. That means it appears both in daily chart as well as in 4-hour chart. So over here, can wait for maybe a bad pattern or any harmonic pattern to form within this zone for a selling opportunity. To the 1-hour chart, you can see that previously I did plotted this graph, and it is during our last week live analysis. Hi BB. So during last week our live analysis, you can see that over here I was waiting for a double bottom. It didn't happen, so we never engaged the trade. The double bottom happened in a much lower price, but it is below my support level, hence I'm not that interested. Okay, so nothing much for me for euro dollar. Let's move down to pound dollar. So pound dollar on the daily chart, can see that market came down, supported very well over here. Okay, right now is at a double bottom. So on the daily chart, if it closes at least above 1.2101, you can pretty much expect a counter trend trading opportunity happens on pound dollar. If that is for you, it's possible to trade. Look left to see if there's any structure. So it's quite some time before market hit that low. Yeah, yep, don't have. Alright, so down to the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, you can see that very sharp move. Market retraces back into the resistance area. So as you can see, the candle is quite bullish, quite strong right now. Okay, so have to wait for the trend to kind of die down a bit before we engage a short. To the 1-hour chart, likewise on the 1-hour chart, Nothing much for me on the 1 hour. A part that is back to the resistance area. Let's see any confirmation before engage the trade. Back to the daily chart, I'll share with you my analysis. Very simple sell zone over here. A double bottom has formed, so let me just plot it out. Double bottom, market up, high to low, to here, here, and I'm looking at coming back up here. Alright, so to the 4 hour. So 4 hour chart, as you can see, I was gunning for a bad pattern previously, then a new low has created. So this has pretty much transformed to something else, a potential shark pattern. Alright, a potential shark pattern. Of course, there are more filters and stuff like that. I'm just drafted it out. So looking at a shorting opportunity at 1.2531 area for a selling opportunity down to the 1 hour chart. Nothing much for me other than really a buy and sell zone waiting for confirmation. Is more of that than anything else. So this is the sell zone. Alright, so pound dollar, nothing much. So we downgraded to not interested. To the next pair, dollar yen. So if you have any currency pair you'd like to ask, feel free to key that in. And these are the 12 pairs that we are looking at. Euro dollar all the way to Australia dollar. I figure out this way is clearer to a lot of people. And they will know what's next. So they won't ask, hey, what's your thoughts about Australia dollar? Yeah, later. Alright, so if you happen to look at a product that is not in our list, feel free to key that in, and if there's time, and definitely we'll love to go through that for you as well. Alright, so on the daily chart, on dollar yen, very interesting setup. You can see that the market has retested, okay, the support level, and it went pretty flat. So there are two classic movement of this. It really depends on which groups are you. If you're a counter trend trader, you will see as market came down, market has double bottom. I'm waiting for a buying opportunity. If you're a trend trader, you look at market came down, went to consolidation, flag pattern. I want to short it down. All right. So how to differentiate which is which, you see, and especially if you traded both, this is at the most confusing state. That's why rules and filters is very, very important. So what I will think of is we'll wait for confirmation if you have not engaged a trade, confirmation of direction. So I'll need a break and close above the high or break and close below the low and a retracement to engage the trade. So that's my thoughts. Alright, so to the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, you can see bearish movement, resisted area, a series of higher low. Definitely market is trying to push it up, but it start to lose momentum. It seems that this level at 10662 is a very, very important resistance. So if can break past this resistance, then I do find that there is a potential of a spike towards upwards or a rush of bullish movement towards the upside. Over here, I want to bring to your attention of this candle. If can, I'll remake this candle because on my live chart, this doesn't happen. Meaning to say that yes, the market did gap, but it closes above the support line, which means the support is well supported. So having a candle that closed below the low price, it shows that the market is likely to weaken, but that's not the case. Yeah, for my live data, this is demo data which is closest to my live account. All right, so down to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour chart, let's see if there is any potential forming up. Yep, there are a couple of setups within. All right, so new high created, market came down, retest, and over here, be it is a bad or godly, really depends on your data. And there was an opportunity to engage. Later I share a bit why this morning I did not engage the trade. Yep, so excuse me. So let us get back to the daily chart while I share with you my analysis. Hi, Sharwin. Yes, pound yen we'll cover later. Pound C. Are you referring to pound cat or pound franc? Because both start with C. Yeah, that could be our 13 pairs. We can have a look. Alright, so here it goes. On the daily chart, dollar yen, we have engaged this bullish bed pattern because there's a ABCD movement as well. Alright, ABCD completed over here and you rebounded. So myself, I've engaged a trade upon the second entry. When the market gapped down and closed above, I've engaged a long. So right now I'm running at 100 pips of profit for this trade. For the first and second target, it has not reached. So this dollar yen appreciation, I'm very biased on this. However, I am very aware that this is a very important resistance that it has to break. So if market came up to this level, can't break, show signs of coming down, then I might have to intervene the trade and took the profit before it hit my loss. Alright, and to intervene your trade is you really have to understand and be very accountable of your decision, which means that if you have exited a trade, if you see market has moved up, to follow the rules, unless this is a rule, you shouldn't engage the trade again. What if the market came down, crash straight away? Okay, so psychologically your mindset will have some challenge, that's for sure. Hi Queenie. So to the 4-hour chart, so on the 4-hour chart you can see market has resisted. Alright, in fact I was really cheering for it to go higher, but in fact right now it go into another level of support resistance, which is not too much of a bad thing for me because the market, alright, is well supported. I've really long the trade, so it is not so much of a worry for me when I see blocks of this. Let's see how these roll out. Alright, to the 1 hour. So I was thinking whether I want to remove this. This was the resistance line during the last week trade ideas midweek market analysis. This session last Wednesday, I did say that if you are very aggressive, you can buy and exit here. 52 pips, well done. That's the first target. Alright, and if you did extend to the next target based on support resistance, congratulations. Traders at times wait for a retest, so it went up, retest, come all the way down. I've engaged the trade over here. Alright, waiting to engage the trade over here for another buying opportunity. For those who did not, most likely they buy somewhere around this price when market has reversed and confirmed. Alright, so this line is no longer needed for my analysis. Sadly the market did hit this deep godly pattern yesterday night, and I definitely did not wait and engage the trade. That's not my trade style nowadays. So market did came down, and this morning I woke up pretty early. Just imagine I only see this. Let me just do a chart replay. Very bearish candle. Looking at RSI, I look down. My very important filter, RSI is already on the way, but if I compare this price and the price over here pointing downwards, of course it will point downwards, but the entire setup I'm not very comfortable, so I decided to make my decision of whether to buy or not on a much later date. Went out for a meeting, came back, the trade has passed. Alright, so when the trade has passed, to me it's fine, because once the market has hit the first target level, which is did over here, I will no longer be interested to look for a buying opportunity, especially when I spotted the market is very sideways movement, having very sideways movement, but I still set a support over here. I want to see how the market move from the price. Let's say it came back down and retest. What do I see over here to see if this trade is valid? Okay, so this is something for you to think about. Trading strategies are just like toolbox, and trading strategy, yeah, is just like toolbox methods. It's just like toolbox to you, and it really depends on how you use your tool to engage this trade. All right, so for dollar yen, in short, I'm still waiting for a buying opportunity at the support level. You see, when I engage this bad pattern, I am very biased. I am very bullish, because the first time I never engaged with a confirmation, market flies out. The second time, the market came down, and on the 4-hour chart, I do have the opportunity to engage the trade. So actually, I want to increase my risk, and for people who know me, that my trade are usually risk at only 1% per trade. In fact, by per target, I'm only risking 0.25 and 0.50% per trade. Alright, so for me to really say that, hey, I'm going to risk 5% on this right away, not my style, because all trades, if you come and think about it, you believe at the point that it is profitable, that's why you engage the trade, yes. But what is the result? Do you achieve like 100% profitability? Most likely no, right? So when it doesn't, it does really pretty much tell you that you shouldn't be risking like a lot of money at initially when you engage the trade. So what I did after I engage, I observe how the market move, and I'm waiting for more buying opportunity to engage. So the first, or rather the second opportunity for me to engage a buy is when the market came down, which is the support line, the base flag. Assume it's a flag pattern, bought it over here, came all the way up, correct? That's the first entry. So I can engage two position. Market reach the first level, exit, shift the stops to entry, protect myself for this, and I kept this, which I did. Second chance entry, market came up, came down, well supported near the trend line area. If you read chart very well, like I do, second chance entry is over here. So definitely the next level you should be looking at somewhere here. This is the next level. So this is a good about, I think there's about 50 over pips as well. Engage the trade, took profit, done. And I still have second trade running. Then the third trade opportunity came. Second, third, the fourth trade opportunity came. Market came up, came down. This is the time at point C, I tell myself, maybe the market can go higher when it opens. Okay, when the chart is like that. Okay, maybe the chart can go higher and give me earlier price to engage, or it just go down all the way at this level, buying opportunity even better, entry with the lesser stops. So guess what happened when market opened? It gapped down. Okay, then it rebounded. So it was like, hey, what's wrong? Why you rebound like so much? You cover back the gap, then you still keep on like hovering. And definitely for traders who know, tomorrow is US non-farm payroll. Alright, so this could be the reason. And I wasn't expect to see a buying opportunity right away at this godly pattern when the market opened today, because you see all the sideway movement is driving a lot of traders who do not have a great trade plan crazy. And adding on to it, just before reaching this level, very sharp bearish movement. These are all my warning signs before I engage the trade. So definitely when I saw this, when the alert triggered last night, I wasn't very eager to engage and buy over here. I was telling myself, hey Rayn, I'll just wait for a retest, see how it goes. I need more confirmation, which is fine, correct? So market did retest, but at that moment, for those who came earlier on, this bearish candle got me very uncomfortable. You see the bullish candle over here, so I decided not be greedy and now to engage the trade. I can have all my dollar yen trade wiped out by the time I come back from my meeting. Good and bad. The good things is the market has now trending upwards. It stalled a bit. It did not came down. My other positions are still live. That's a good part. The bad part is I did not engage the trade. That's it. Okay. which is not that bad after all. If it break and close above the high, I'll be even much more happy to wait for the next chance entry, because right now everything is really based on this resistance. Okay, remember this very important resistance that exists in all time frame here. Okay, so once it break this level, then my bigger plan of this dollar yen will bring me, we are talking about hundreds of pips of profit. This is no joke. All right, so dollar yen 219 pips, target to 406 pips. Trade ideas analysis on dollar yen, you see how I stack my trade, 151 pips. That's how crazy. All right, so if you love really like trading ideas like this, just really head on to our website over here, and if you like important economic data, you can actually just visit our website, because I have already filtered all those important news for you tonight. Canada, so earlier on Shalwin asked about pound C. I don't know your C stand for cat or franc. My guess is pound cat. Then you have to be really careful at 10 p.m. Singapore time, Beijing time or Malaysia time. There will be a rate decision announcement, and usually during these kind of news, be it increases or not, it does affect the currency movement. Alright, so you can bookmark this down. And if you want to receive trade ideas, go to trade ideas package. Alright, and choose the selection that suits you the best. I'm sharing like live decision, not your marriage live decision, but your trading decision live. Okay, where do I engage a trade? I even have trade ideas educator to educate you when should you engage and when should you not, what is my thought process. All these videos are all recorded over the weekend, so you have a first-hand information before the market starts. Okay, so over here in trade ideas package, okay, you can see our results for the running 6 months, 3,174 pips. Choose the one that suits you the best. If you ask me, go for the annual package, because you get to see within this 1 year how much you will benefit from it, and we are looking at only like $247 a month. I think it is definitely lower than any primary school or secondary school tuition fee, correct? The power rate, I think in Singapore is about $150 to $200 1 hour to get a tutor to coach your kids how to do tuition. Alright, so yeah, and on top of that, you will receive a software. So you will get a software that looks something like this. Okay, your buying, your selling opportunity will be reflected. Alright, the system will just spot this opportunity for you to see if you are going to engage this trade. Okay, all good. Okay, back to the chart. So that's all I have for dollar yen. Head down to euro yen. Euro yen on the daily chart, can see that bearish movement, then the market chop and slide downwards, confirmation of reversal to the 4 hour, bearish movement, retraces back into the resistance area. Great thoughts for selling opportunity for sure. And to the 1 hour chart, nothing much on the 1 hour. Back to the daily chart, I'll share with you my analysis. Very simple sell zone over here to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour chart, there is this crab pattern. So if you have engaged the trade, great for you. If you have not, it's fine, you can wait for a retest. Alright, yeah, so there was a crab pattern. Let me just adjust it a bit. Okay, better. Okay, so can have a look at this to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour chart, can see that new low has been created. So having this movement, it is quite troubling. Alright, for this movement initially until the crab pattern came in, market is pushed higher. The next level of resistance is over here. Okay, so what it can be done, back to 4 hour chart, this is the retest I'm going to wait for. Right click, add alert, Euro Yen, 4 hour chart, crab pattern, counter trend, type 2. Okay, so I'll be waiting here for a retest. As long as the first target is not taken up, I'm pretty okay to engage a trade. If the first target is out, then I have to decide whether am I going to engage a trade. Alright, so the pound yen on the daily chart, bearish movement. Once again, you can see that the market has retested the bottom over here. Okay, bottom has retest. RSI divergence. So for traders, counter trend traders, don't go all crazy about this, because counter trend trading, having double bottom, sometimes it's just a retest of the low before it goes down. So you really need to see if there's any support level. In this case, I don't see any recent support level, so it's really up to you. So for some traders, they see double bottom does give fantastic rewards to risk, therefore they want to engage the trade. So that could be one. Alright, interesting. So I want to share a bit about these spammers and stuff like that. I'm really so curious, like, why these people want to spend time to do spamming jobs rather than actually produce great content for people. Yeah, so I think spamming and stuff like that, if people are doing the spamming job, definitely it's working right somewhere or some form, or they are just irritating people. Yeah, so I really confused by people putting so much effort, marketing budget to get spammers, to buy bots, to send out messages. If it works, good for you, but I think a better method is to create like live session like today. Hit a like button or hit a share button if you agree. Yeah, you create an event like this, you do your analysis, you share your opinion about the trade, what you're going to do. You may or may not want to share the levels you're looking at, you know, and if people who are interested, they can opt in for your service. I think that's fantastic, correct? So that's something to really look into. Yeah, so sorry for the rant, but yeah, these spammers every day just give us extra job to block them and ban them, then they'll come up with new account and they will do it over again. Never ending. But I believe that our followers are much smarter and not to fall into the trap of charge. Okay, so to the 4 hour chart. So on the 4 hour chart, can see that market has well supported RSI divergence over here, so we have engaged the trade to buy, to long. Well done, good on you. Then the market go into consolidation, well supported over here and went up. Alright, so to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour chart, nothing much, pretty similar to the other pair, Euro Yen. For support resistance trader, you might just have to wait a bit. Back to the daily chart, I'll share with you my analysis. Alright, so my analysis on the pound yen, over here there is a double bottom. I think the double bottom also happened on the pound dollar chart, is it? Most likely. Let's see later. Okay, so there is a double bottom, both happen on the daily chart. So a trading opportunity will be stretched all the way up to this level. To the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart, at the moment, there is a sideways consolidation. Okay, ignore this shark pattern for now. Anyway, there's no need for this shark pattern because it's no longer valid. Okay, so I always wait for confirmation and for traders who say buy up to the shark. Good luck to you on that, because it is not a shark yet until it is. It has formed a shark. So market came down, retest back in the trend line. So for those traders who missed this trade, shame on you, because this is identified since like last week. So you have enough time to engage the trade. If you miss the trade, like I do, no worries. Market has retest back up. So this became a much important trend line to look at. Okay, so I may even develop some trading opportunity by just using this. So once the trend line has broken, there's only one use to it. Broken, retest, then this trend line is basically useless. So just remove it. To the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, pretty much nothing for me. So I will wait for a classic trading opportunity for a confirmation. So let me just quickly jot it down over here. Something to look at, pound yen. Okay, for a selling opportunity, H1 trend line. Okay, so it's good to have a whiteboard, or if you're a bit old school, you can definitely wait for can have a blackboard. And jot down the quick things that you need, and of course the millennials, yes, you can use Google Keep or any notes, you know, put in your computer, but I still prefer the physical copy, because at times these are the best reminder, I feel. And going kind of eco-friendly, I don't use paper and pen, I'll just use whiteboard. Yeah man, Boon, exactly. These spammers don't know what they are doing. Every day we have to clear like at least 30 to 50 of such, and they are banned like permanently. So they really have to create a lot of bots. I really hope these merchants or these people who engage their service realize that it's not going to work. At least it's not going to work in our page, because our audience are so much well educated, correct? So this buy zone is no longer valid. Remove it. Alright, and I do see that potential recent sell zone at this level. Okay, retracement area before it break. So let's see what are other pairs that are having this double bottom. I spotted earlier on, and this is for 1 hour. Let me just make a bit of adjustment. Done. Okay, thing is pound dollar, see? Likewise, there is a sell zone somewhere. 1 hour chart as well. Isn't that interesting? Some traders do have this what you call a correlated currency pair and stuff like that. I don't read it that way. Personal choice. There are so many things going on right now. The correlation of the currency is getting thinner and thinner. Yeah. To the next pair, New Zealand yen on the daily chart. Market came down, slight downwards, well supported, but still not good enough for me to look for a trading opportunity. Alright, so market over here pretty much have a sideways market. To the 1 hour, I broke and closed above the high, something I love to see. Okay, so definitely a new buy zone over here, very bullish right now on the 1 hour chart. Back to the daily chart, I'll share with you my analysis. A big sell zone to the 4 hour, sell zone within trend lines. Like I say, this trend line is still here for a purpose, a breakout trade. Alright, so once the market is breakout, this I'm looking at a support rather than a resistance. Wait for a retest, back some form of retest and retracement to engage for a buying opportunity to the 1 hour chart. As you can see, the market has a break below and created a selling opportunity over here. So if you have traded this, you have short it all the way down to this level, could have profited seriously over here. Alright, so let's say I engage over here, traded at this level, 25 pips. Not that bad. I think most traders out there are looking at something like this, yeah? So on your 1 hour chart right now, there's nothing much. But what can I do? Wait for a harmonic pattern to form and engage for a buying opportunity. Okay? To the next pair. New Zealand dollar on the daily chart. Very bearish movement. 4 hour. A retracement at this area. Back into the resistance area. To the 1 hour. New low has been created. Potential sharp pattern to be formed. Yep. Let me just share with you my analysis. On the daily chart, nothing much. To the 4 hour. This is the crab pattern. Yep, crab pattern. We have already engaged a trade. First target has already achieved. So the software, our software over here on this trade ideas thing that is going on is pretty fantastic for a to identify patterns like crab. Alright, and definitely other pattern as well. So the good news about this for traders who have engaged a trade, this trend line has been broken and it break and close above the high, so it's less worrisome for those who did a counter trend trading opportunity. To the 1 hour chart, alright, there was a bearish channel, alright, then the market created new low. This shark pattern is no longer valid, but there is a bigger shark pattern. Okay, so this is the shark pattern that I am looking at over here. This may take some time. Alright, so a shark pattern for a buying opportunity, a one chance buying opportunity, is at this level, X to A to B, C, and all the way up. Alright, so this is the shark that I'm personally looking at. Channel already not in use, feel free to remove it. Sell zone still in use, keep it there. Yep. Okay, here you go. Alright, so 2 chance of selling opportunity on New Zealand dollar. Okay, this kind of candle is pretty good for selling opportunity. On top of that, there is a RSI divergence. Okay, so for myself, it may not be enough for me to engage a trade. The good thing is right now is within the sell zone, so yes, great potential for a selling opportunity. Okay, over here. Okay, so take note of this. Definitely 1 hour chart at 7 or rather 8 p.m. can really have a confirmation of this. You may want to even consider for an aggressive selling opportunity, because right now at this point is the best in terms of reward is to risk ratio. Okay, all good. All right, to the next pair. Okay, so to the next pair on New Zealand dollar on the daily chart. Can see that new low has been created, yes, to the 4 hour. Bearish movement as well to the 1 hour. Yep. Back to the daily chart. Share with you my analysis. Daily chart, nothing much. To the 4-hour chart. Okay. 4-hour chart. Oh, this is what we have covered. Yeah. So to Australian dollar, next pair. Sorry about that. So Australian dollar on the daily chart, market has came down. Alright, consolidation, and went back up. To the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, the market has retested the previous resistance area. Great thoughts for selling opportunity. As you can see, RSI overbought. For it to be engaged, you have to hook back down. So, or you can wait for a candle confirmation for that. So Aussie dollar as well. Let me just note it down. Support and resistance, H4. Alright. To the 1 hour. On the 1 hour chart, very bullish movement. Then it start to have initial candle again. So pretty much a potential very very strong RSI divergence as well for a selling opportunity. So for traders, you may pretty much want to see if you're going to engage a trade. Personally, by looking at the 1 hour chart, I would say that a bearish engulfing candle is preferred before engage a trade, because you can see that there is a theme over here. Initial candle, market came down by a bit and went up. Initial candle, market came down by a bit and went up. So this is a concern, yeah. So take note of that. Back to the daily chart, I'll share with you my analysis. My analysis resistance line over here to the 4-hour chart. Sell zone, a very very small sell zone over here that I'm looking for a shorting opportunity. To the 1 hour, a very sharp pattern has confirmed. This trade has already engaged. I already shared with my subscriber. So just by having this initial candle is not enough. I will need something that's not more firm up. You can see the initial risk 16 pips, target 1 48, target 2 88 pips. Fantastic reward is to risk if you ask me. So I already engaged the trade, waiting for it to move. That's all I'm waiting. RSI divergence. Okay, well done. There's a running trade, so I'll just put something like this. Okay. To Australia CAD. Australia Canada on the daily chart, market came down, went a bit sideways, retest. So very very similar across a couple of pairs. If you can see, this is what market is doing right now. Very similar movement. Retest back to the resistance area. Candle like this again. To the 1 hour chart. Nothing much on the 1 hour. Back to the daily chart, I'll share with you my analysis. Daily chart, sell zone, 4 hour chart, a bearish back pattern. Okay, back pattern complete at 92.07, still about 160 pips, 167 pips to go before it hit the back pattern for a selling opportunity. So over here right now is more like trading the support and resistance area. Okay. Resistance area for 4 hour chart to the 1 hour. Another sharp pattern has completed. Your thoughts if you are going to engage the trade. Take note also a RSI divergence, but for Australia CAD you really have to remember. So I'm not going to trade this Australia CAD because later on at 10 PM Singapore time there is this Canada rate decision. So I don't want to be caught in the fundamental like data release and affect the entire thing, market movement and stuff like that. Okay, all good. So that's the reason I don't want to get myself involved. So no trade for Australia Canada. So that's why at times I do have traders ask me, hey Rayn, Australia dollar, Australia CAD, are you going to trade both? Are you going to choose one? Personally, I'll just keep them there. These are the top 12 currency pair that works well for me. Your pairs can be very different. Hi Clark, MK, long time no see. So I'll love to still keep like Australia dollar and Australia Canada because they perform results, but when let's say both of them have shown this shark pattern, let me just put side by side for you. Okay, so both did give me a shark pattern, very nicely formed. Both have RSI divergence, although at different spots. Okay, the difference is for the Australia Canada. Right, this is Australia dollar and this is Australia Canada. For the Australia Canada, I have things that's coming up later. Okay, that pretty much resisted me to engage a trade. BOC rate decision 10 p.m. So by having trading experience, you will know that within 3 hours, it's really hard for a currency to move from this price all the way down to somewhere over here. For this great move, correct? We are talking about 100 over pips. Maybe perhaps because of this news, it does cause Australia Canada to slide all the way and reach its first target level, which is 100 over pips profit movement. But having a strong resistance nearby, it can also mean that the candle can just whack all the way up because maybe Canada decided to increase rates or rather decrease rates for this case, to cut rates immediately to 1.5 or 1.25%, then I will hit a loss because a government made a decision, not because my technical analysis went south. Alright, so yeah, so if they cut rates, Australia Canada more likely to go up. Okay, so something like that. Okay, rate remains unchanged. It can go either way, but if you ask me in this case, I do think that if the rate is unchanged, it's more likely for Canada to go down, and it does cause this Australia CAD to go up. So most likely Canada rate will be unchanged. Okay, unless they increase the if they increase the interest rate from 1.75 to 2%, which is I don't think a likelihood, then yes, just by that news, market may hit your profit level. Alright, so that's the reason why I do have multiple look-alike currency that I'm going, because when the trades form up, even both did give me a sharp pattern. Looking at a technical chart, it does give me a different feel on how the currency form up, and between the two, if of course they are the same, I'll engage both. I will not choose, but if one is better than the other, then definitely I'll choose the one that in much favor and just ignore the other trade. Alright, so that's the reason. To the next pair, dollar CAD. Okay, so dollar CAD on the daily chart, market has back into the sell zone, choppy movement again. Not going to engage this trade because it's Canada. To 4 hour, can see a spike over here, market break and close above the high, then immediately it closed down, but a new high has been formed. Okay, to the 1 hour, bullish movement for sure, bullish as well. Back to daily chart, I'll share with you my analysis. My analysis on the daily chart, this is a sell zone to the 4 hour. There is this bearish bad pattern. I really engaged the trade, shorted it, okay, resistance level and stuff like that. So you may ask, hey Rayn, I thought you say no engage of Canada, but this case is different. First, I have a bad pattern that I waited for very long. Let me see how long I have been waiting for this bad pattern here. Since this day, 31st July. Alright, so it took me about 1 month plus to wait for the firm up, and it's not just because of that, that's why I engaged the trade. Most importantly, I have already shift my stops to entry. So for dollar Canada, there's no way I'm going to lose a single cent. Any movement will just bring me to profits and no downside. Okay, and looking at 135 pips movement. So let's see how this trade move up. Okay, I have already shift my stops entry. No risk for this. Okay, so this is a different story, different case. Right now running how many pips of profits? Let's have a look. 72, thereabout. 70, 72, thereabout. Alright. Looks like I get a very great week before even the non-farm payroll happened. I've captured hundreds of pips of profits. You're looking at about 400 to 500 pips of net profits just the first week. Alright, to the next pair. CAD Yen. CAD Yen on the daily chart. You can see market came down, went into consolidation. To the 4-hour chart. Okay, support resistance area to the 1 hour. Okay, so on the 1 hour chart, nothing much. A create of a new low has created very sideways-ish movement. So you can wait for a buying selling opportunity. Definitely more. I'm looking it more like for tomorrow because today of the Canada news. Potential of buying selling on both ends, support resistance trade. Back to daily chart, I'll share with you my analysis. My analysis on the daily chart, there is a bullish godly pattern complete at 78.32. Check your live data for that. To the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, can see that support resistance line has been drawn. Yes, the market did break and close below the low price, and it hurried back up, came back, retest the support again. So the support is still respected. So I will still use this level, and of course there is other level that is hidden somewhere over here as a small resistance at this level. Okay, so this is the resistance I'm talking about. Great trading opportunity if you swing both sides from here to here. We are looking at a comfortable 76 pip swing on both ends. Something you can really think about it. To the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour chart, just plainly support resistance. Yeah, this is definitely a smaller resistance area you can look at. Very, very obvious. Apart from that, I think there's nothing much. Let me just do a quick check as well. O to X to A to B to C, somewhere over here. Alright, so this is the shark pattern. I'm looking for a selling opportunity. So let's see. Okay, I can't set alert on the point, so right click, add alert. CAD Yen H1, support and resistance, short pattern, counter trend trading opportunity. Okay, so have to wait it out after at least 1 hour after the interest rate results. Okay, to the last pair. So let me just turn this to a alert of my analysis of today. Yay! So Power Australia on the daily chart, bearish movement, sell zone, market came back up to the sell zone. To the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, okay, new high has created, market came down, we tested support. To the 1 hour, nothing much. Back to daily chart. My analysis, sell zone over here. 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, the bad pattern, likewise, very, very similar to what happened. I saw this firm up on Monday, morning. Market has came all the way down, very bearish movement. To the 1 hour chart, let me show you something, a sideways consolidation. So having a bearish movement and sideways consolidation combination is something that I don't quite like myself, because it can show a bearish movement, consolidation, and extend downwards. And in the morning, although there's a RSI divergence, but yes, this is a sideways consolidation, so it's nothing special. I'm not comfortable to engage the trade. So right now, I'm pretty much waiting for a retest, or rather we call it a check back. Market came down. Okay, confirm the movement. Alright, so this area, this candle that confirmed the movement, came back down. Yes, this is second chance entry. Right now there's a check back. If the market came all the way down to this level 7820, I can consider if I'm going to engage the trade again. So I want to use this opportunity to really share with you that it's really okay if you choose to wait for a further confirmation from the market before you engage the trade. In terms of uncertainty, don't engage a trade, because if you're uncertain and you engage a trade, you are as good as gambling. Do you want the people call you as a trader or a gambler? Alright, your choice. Alright, I've made mine. So when such things happen, that I have, because I have like 16 trading strategies that is live, running, newly updated figure. So it is not uncommon for some of the strategies conflict with the other. That's why I have rules, filters, and these keep me in check which should I be using. Alright, and of course if in doubt, stay away, stay aside, but this is not in doubt because bearish movement with a combination of consolidation, I'm not that keen to do a buy. Alright, just my trading rules. So I just need to wait for a retest because the confirmation of breakout has confirmed. I just need a retest back into the zone to engage the trade. That's about it. So if you love to see, I just want to keep it like last week is fantastic, but I think that it can be further improved. I want to keep it really short. So this is the system that we already have up and running, and we're going to do another upgrade very soon. Pound dollar, it does show you the butterfly back pattern whatsoever. This arrow does help people who love to trade within bands. Buy sell signal is fantastic. Let us just skip all the way to pound Australia. You can see that pound Aussie, yeah, spotted this back pattern as well. Alright, so pretty much I spotted a different back pattern with a different entry sign, but it's the same zone. Alright, I spotted it on the 4-hour chart, and my X point is different. This is my X, X to A to B, B to C, C to completion. Alright, okay, so spotted this bearish bet, profit trend line, although it hit stops, I still engage the second trade. So this we call it the harmonic pattern assistance. It will help you to make decision and even to spot opportunity for you if you happen to miss it. Do not just rely blindly. Right now you can see that the pound Australia has already hit the first target. So to some harmonic pattern traders or even myself, not so keen, but you know that there's a profit trend line over here. So as long as this line stand and it became the great is well supported, I can wait for the market came back down at this level for a buying opportunity. Okay, so by having that, I will head back to the trading view. I know what I'm looking for. This is the profit trend line. I have to stretch it, right click, pound Australia, H1, back pattern, trend continuation, profit type 2 trade, profit trend line. Alright, so this is waiting at the moment for a engage. So once I see this clock over here, I know it is active. So once the candle touches the trend line, I'll receive my alert. So that's one good thing about having the smart system. Okay, and you plan your trade using technology. So if you love to engage yourself with this, to equip yourself with this knowledge, you can definitely head on to our workshop tomorrow. Tomorrow we are having a session in Singapore. So if you're Singaporeans, this is one thing that you really don't want to miss. And I pretty much love to share this knowledge of how to trade back pattern with you. We'll be working on like 2-1 ratio, setting your goals, and a lot of fun stuff. It's like a workshop, interactive and stuff like that. So click on to the link and register, okay, so that we will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Leon. So if you love the analysis like this, please do like our Facebook page and share this analysis or rather this page with your friends. And of course, if you love these trade ideas, okay, fantastic system that we have, and we do share our entry stops and targets, you can actually do it, or rather you can actually share it. Setups like these and stuff like that, we'll be sharing our trading system, okay, or in our Slack program, okay. So head on over and put your commitment in, as well as we'll be putting ours. That's all I have for you today. Feel free to put in any questions if you have. Remember always, plan your trade and trade your plan, and I'll see you